Well, howdy, howdy. How you doing, Ray, Mary, Sunny? How are y'all doing this evening? I had a song going on, and I was listening to it, to be honest with you, and I was waiting until it finished, but I was also coming back from the facilities in there. Anyway, hope y'all are doing wonderful tonight. I got my little blanket covering up. It's a cold one out there. It's not too bad, though. So, how is life treating y'all? I was looking 30 degrees. That ain't too terribly bad. Let's get down to 23. Whew. Did you get that figured out, Mary? I noticed you had a comment. It's 14 at the good grief. Okay, I'm not going to complain then. I am not. I was looking in the background back there. I had a light back there, and I tried to lay it down to shine up on that keep smiling because I don't it flickers. I mean, I love that light, but it flickers and it's kind of I wished it wouldn't flicker, and I've tried to change the what little bit of settings I have on here, but I don't know. It seems to be distracting to me. I don't know. What do y'all think? You think I ought to leave it on or turn it off? Oh, you got it figured out. Good deal. Hello, Billy. No, Mary, I don't need subs. I don't need subs. Billy, let us know if you want subs. Oh, okay. I missed that up there. So I don't see the flickering. Leave it on. You don't see it. Is it not flickering on y'all's end? It's the blue LED, and then below it and around the edges. To me, maybe it looks like it on my screen. Huh. Must just be me. All righty. I had, if y'all want to discuss electric bills, that's what I was doing earlier. I did a little experiment. Night before last, I turned the central heating unit and central heating air, I turned that completely off, and it pulled 1.723 kilowatts per hour. So a 24-hour period, that's 41.352 kilowatts. Last night, I turned the little space heaters off, and I was keeping the doors closed in here, so I'm not trying to use a space heater to heat the whole house, just this one room. But last night I turned the central unit on and the space heater is off, and it used 7.336 kilowatts. That's 176 kilowatts in a 24-hour period. And probably most of y'all's houses don't even use a third of that 41. Most people are probably using about 20 kilowatts a day, if that. I asked Emily, she's using 6.8 kilowatts a day, and I'm using 41.352. Something's wrong. I did text the landlord though a while ago. It was at 8:30 actually, because I figured space heaters take a lot of it. And I read up on that, and they say that a space heater is more efficient than a central unit if you're just heating up a small area. But if you're trying to use a space heater to heat up like a hot house or something, no, you're absolutely right. But according to Google, anyway, I don't know. I don't have them on. When I turn that heating unit, the central unit back on, and it's sitting on 69. And that's why I'm in here with a hoodie on and a blanket over my legs. I'm like an old man. I guess I am older. Not the new one, Sonny. Trying to heat or air, trying to heat or air condition a whole house is ridiculously expensive. Yeah. People use space heaters in every room and turn the furnace down thinking they are saving money. Well, I can tell you a space heater will not run off of an in well, the space heater that I checked, I had a comment on my Dirty Shoes Adventures YouTube channel. I seen it last night. I logged in on there. I'm very seldom on there, but somebody made a comment because I had a one winter I was testing some different ways to heat. I had that Yukon and I was camping in it during the winter, and I was trying to figure out different ways. So I had a 12-volt deep cycle marine battery and an inverter. And I think that space heater that I use, I want to say it's 1500 watts. It drained that battery. Actually, it ran for just a minute, and then the uh, inverter started beeping, and then the battery went to below like 11 volts or 12 volts. So it drained it quickly. But the guy the other night said that he could run a 400-watt heater off of a 12-volt battery with an inverter. So anyway, but you figure, yeah, if this one I have in here, I don't remember checking the wattage on it, but I think the one that I have in the bathroom is 1500 watts because that's one I've had for a few years. Oh, Mary got Mary got one of those wireless blankets. Like, yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, mine. Where is mine? Oh, it's in there by the bed. I had it wrapped around me. Not last night. That's the whole thing. I don't mind paying 150 to $175 a month so I can be warm or not. Not real warm, but livable. But you know, if you got to walk around and wear, I had gloves on one night. I had my gloves on. My hands get so cold. My feet are cold, and I have the blanket over my leg. Had that heated blanket on throw over my shoulders. Oh, I'm running everyone and their sister's watch list. I'm cutting back for a little while. Oh, y'all probably heard the beep. I forgot to turn it down. Running, okay, rotating others. One laptop only now. I'm lost. I must have missed something because I have no clue what you're talking about, Mary. Anyway, I guess none of my business. Um, I love how they're at China Dog are now saying, "Could you help record this product? The seller really likes your video style and feels that your videos are very professional and detailed." That's a bunch of malarkey. 60-inch printed disposable bed pads. That's what I want to review. Oh Lord. Oh, Mary is talking about running people for watch hours. Oh, you're trying to get watch hours? Oh, I got you. I used to would tell people, even if you don't watch the videos, just put it on the computer or whatever and go on about your business. Just help build them watch hours up. And I don't know. Unless they keep it coming, then it will kind of mess up the algorithm because if you have a spike and you get all these hours and all these subs, and all of a sudden you drop, then the algorithm thinks that nobody likes it anymore and they quit pushing it out. So you know, for an instant, for a little while, it's a good thing, but I don't over a long period. I don't know if that's really going to help. Oh, on the playlist, yeah. This is what they're trying to get me to review. Oh, I don't care how much they like my style. That's a big no. 4,500 watch hours. That's a lot. I'm just gonna put no thank you. How could you? How could you? I guess you could lay it on a bed and pour water on it and show that it didn't leak through. I gotta mute this thing. Oh, it's coming through my speaker back there too. I had the speaker going. It was what did they say? Some kind of pads. 60-inch printed disposable bed pads, 40 by 60. Which, if you was taking care of somebody or sick or you're sick or something like that, I get it. But I mean, how am I gonna what in the world am I gonna do with them? I'm not gonna use them. You can't sell them. I got offered a tent last night and I told them no thank you because it's a small tent. They say it's a two-person tent. It's was 58 inches long and like 82 inches wide or something like that. If two smaller people it would be, but it's a kid's tent. No, no thanks. I'm not interested. If it was a big tent, yes. Not a little tent. Yeah. You can't sell it. And then they tried to get me to do a computer or not a computer monitor, but an external monitor that you can hook up to. You can hook it up to your camera, you can hook it up to your phone or your tablet and 15-inch monitor. So I said, I've got two, which actually I only have one. I thought I had two, but I went and looked. I told him, I said, I've got one in there now that's in the box and I can't sell it. Nobody wants that. I said, if it's a regular computer monitor, yes, if a big one. I don't need a little one. I've got two 20, what are them, 27-inch monitors? But do it in the kitchen floor or something. Yeah, I could, but I'm not going to do it. A waste of my time. Yeah, yeah, they'd have to really like each other. No, I mean, you could sleep in it, but I don't. I quit taking this stuff in that I'm to the point now. If I don't think I can sell it, and I don't think I know somebody that needs it, or a birthday or something coming up or whatever, I got no use for it. And I've turned down so many things now. Hello, Alex. I've still got. Well, actually, it's sitting right there. It's been sitting there for a couple of days now. It's a cordless vacuum cleaner that I've got to review. I was going to do that last night, and I got off on a rabbit hole. I was going to look into Pinterest. I don't know if I want to go into that. Man, there's a lot to doing that Pinterest and getting that all set up. YouTube is so easy compared to that. But, but I did get signed up on um, Amazon Australia. We'll see if I did. I'm not sure if they have the on-site commissions because I didn't get a storefront when I signed up for the UK and Canada. I got storefronts. Even Germany, I got a storefront, but can't get videos made put on German on Amazon because they rejected it because of the language. Apparently, you have to know German. But don't, if you ever, this is a FYI, just in case you ever start to get in on Amazon and doing the influencer, set up on Amazon so you can get commissions and stuff. If you add somebody like Germany or whatever, do not delete that because I looked it up last night. And according to Google, if you delete, say, Germany, off of your Amazon affiliate account, you're deleting all of your affiliate accounts. US, Canada, everybody. So just leave it there. Hello, Presley. Yeah, we got a little crowd in here. We got a party. What's that old song? We got a party going on around here. A celebration to last throughout the year. They deleted your Amazon account? Ooh. Well, why did they delete it? Did you, if you don't, I know if you don't have 3 qualifying sales within, what is it, 90 days, then you are removed. Just the affiliate account. Okay, cool. You can get that one back because you've probably got enough, uh, what do they call it? It's not the subscriber count, it's the when people are commenting stuff, there's a word for it. Engagement. Engagement's what they're mainly looking for. That happened to me. I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, you don't want to pay taxes for importing to other countries, so I wanted to remove Canada. I don't know how that's going to work. I didn't make enough off of Canada. You'd still have to make $600, but I don't know how that's going to work. I didn't make $600 from Canada, and I certainly didn't from the UK. Maybe next year. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. Eventually, I'm afraid I'm going to have to get what do they call them, CPAs, because they're getting in. I'm getting into too many little revenue streams, and there's probably some different things that I could take off, but you got to make so much and spend so much to make it worth more than what your standard deduction would be. So maybe 2020, maybe this year will be a better year, and I can do that. Oh, that honey scandal. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got an Amazon store in 2008. Yeah, that honey scandal. That was a mess. Even Mr. Beast was involved in that one. There was several big YouTubers. Got to go. Have a good night, Brandon, and everyone. Have a good night. Appreciate you coming by. Stay warm. Um, Honey was a plug-in, an extension for your browser, and it would give you like discounts. If I didn't install it, but I read into it. Actually, I may have had it at one time, and then I took it back off because I just didn't use it, and I got tired of it popping up every time. Because I'm on Amazon a lot because I'm looking at the products that I'm reviewing, and I get tired of that stuff popping up. I'm not buying it. I don't care if you can buy it for 50 cents cheaper somewhere else or whatever. But they was scamming the sellers and the buyers because they would. What was it, Alex? They was taking. If you went to buy something, it would show that you could get a coupon, and it would be like $10 off of $100 purchase or whatever. But technically, it was about a $30 coupon, and you were getting 10, and they was keeping 20. Is my understanding. Now you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, Alex, but I believe that's the way it was, and it screwed a lot of people over, and sellers. So yeah, I think there's some big lawsuits over all that. I don't know. I'm glad I didn't endorse it or anything. Could you imagine being Mr. Beast as big as he is and he endorsed it? I don't think he could be held liable because I don't know, but I would feel bad if I told. That's like doing some of these reviews. That's why I don't want to say something's really good if it's really not. I don't want to endorse something and somebody gets it and it's crap. Because I mean, there's a chance, even if you buy a Sony stereo from Best Buy, there's a chance something's going to mess up on it, you know, and it don't matter. You know, and somebody this tablet, that 15-point-inch tablet I got, I've had people have issues with them. I didn't have any issues with mine, but there's always going to be it's electronics, you know. One in 5 or 600 is going to be bad, and somebody's going to get that one. The company tells Honey what code to no, the company tells Honey what code to use and how much off. I was a warranty selling god when I worked at yeah. How you doing, Tim? I took this computer when I was having issues with it up to Best Buy, and it was under warranty, but they didn't cover what I needed it to cover. But had I and I asked the guy, I said, "So you're gonna?" Well, I remember talking about it. It was like 50 or 60 bucks, maybe a little more, just to take it to the back to run diagnostics on it. But if I would have dropped it going down my apartment stairs and it busted a gazillion pieces and I carried it up there in the box, the warranty would have covered it. But it wouldn't cover something like a diagnostics. I don't know. Why do you have a spare tire in your car? Do you expect it to go get flat? Hey, guys, you gifted members to Womble. It's a shame with cars. It doesn't matter if it's a car with a few 100,000 miles on it or it's brand new. It's mechanical item. You'll go wrong there anytime. Yeah. You know, the warranty on that computer kind of, I wasn't real happy about that, but had I have dropped it, it'd have covered it because they had told me when I got it, if I spill something on it, it's covered. The one and only time that I didn't buy the extended warranty, and I believe it was on a printer, that was the one and only product that went bad. I had it not even a year, probably 8 or 9 months, and it crapped out on me. I was just out of a printer, which printers nowadays are not expensive. I mean, you can buy more expensive ones, but these cheaper ones like I got, I think I gave like 149 for this one, and it prints great. They even have warranties on houses. Had a friend tell me that when she bought her house, she got a warranty on the house. I think Emily got a warranty on her house too, and it lasted a year or 2 years, whatever. I don't know. I wish I'd had a warranty on this rent house with electric. He's going to check on it though. We'll see. But anyway, well, I tell you what, maybe the gig economy is going to pick up. I know I've been reading a lot of stuff on news breaks. Well, something I read earlier that I do not agree with is um, they're going to have raids on business, on companies, at people's jobs, at their schools. I don't really, how's that? If they're going to do that, hopefully I read it wrong, but I hope they don't go into schools. Can you imagine a little fourth grader or something, and all of a sudden this men in uniforms come in there and nab you and arrest you and all that? So hopefully I read that wrong. Oh, shoot, rack system stereos were still big thing when I worked there. Dual cassette turntable and 5 CD carousel Turner speakers, $49 for a 5-year warranty. So easy. Oh yeah, heck yeah. They design it so the product works until just after the warranty expires. Then you have to buy another one. Yeah. I know the Nissan warranty. Uh, Emily had bought that Rogue brand new and got the warranty on it. And in order to keep the warranty going, you have to have them change your oil. They want to flush the system. They want to charge. It was getting up to $70 and $80. It was never the same price for an oil change every time she went. And then they wanted to flush the transmission, and that was going to be like $300 or $400. And they said, "You avoid your warranty if you don't do this." And she told them to stick their warranty. So she goes and gets her oil changed where I go now. So as far as vehicle warranties, if they make you do stuff like that, I don't know that they're worth it, because you're going to spend over time. You're going to spend as much on their fees as what you would have if the tranny would have dropped or something. Yeah, that's what I've always been told on the transmission. I was told don't even change the fluid or any. If the transmission, this is on older cars, maybe new ones are different, but on older ones, if transmission's fine, even when you get to that, what is it, 75,000 or 100,000 miles, whatever the recommended is, even if you get to that, is if it's working fine, leave it alone. Don't do nothing. That's what I was always told. So I've never had one done. But, if your transmission's slipping or something, sometimes it's because it needs new filter and all that. But if you don't have a warranty, that is like 100,000 miles, they would change the filter and stuff. Yeah, I think that's what it was on the transmission. Flushing an aging vehicle can cause things to start leaking. Yeah. I've never I'm I'm nearly 60. I've had a bunch of different vehicles. I've never had the transmission fluid changed. Yeah, I did bust the pan one time on one of the on something. Rock went through it or something. Anyway, they had to replace the pan, which basically was changing the fluid because you have to drain all of it. But that was I didn't ever have it done on purpose. That was the one and only time. But I've had a few transmissions rebuilt, but it was my driving habits when I was younger. Unfortunately, if you do have a gearbox go wrong now, it's really expensive to get it replaced. About 18 grand on a Nissan. Now, wow. That as far as what you just talking about there, Tim, that's I've got a son-in-law that will do that. We had to do that. I think he did it on my mom's car too. Heater cores can get clogged and reverse flush can help. Yeah. I just know you got to take off the pressure side and run the water hose through. I don't know. I remember watching him do it, but I'm not a mechanic. I can change a battery, a starter, alternator, but some of that stuff I've never messed with it, and I don't ever plan on messing with it. Texans don't have to worry about the heater so much, at least most years. Well, I don't know. I mean, we get cold. We just don't get bad here. We don't get bad weather. Amarillo and stuff, they get some deep snow and ice and stuff. And Dallas gets ice, but around Wichita Falls, uh, it's usually it can get bitterly cold. It was 11 degrees the other night. I mean, we've had below zero temperatures for 3 or 4 days in a row, but not this year, but in the years past. But as far as like snow and stuff, we really don't get it that much. It can, and it has, but oh, I read that. Yeah. Yeah, that was the last time it snowed. I think that set a record that was set in 1963 or 4. It was back in the mid '60s. That's just that was crazy. They said it was worse since 1953. Okay, maybe it's 53. Well, no, I think what I was reading was in Lafayette, Louisiana. But I did read something about it snowing and stuff down in New Orleans. Yeah, that's just. Can you imagine? Because most of them people probably don't have heaters down there. I don't know. Maybe they do and they just don't use them. Because you can figure central heat and air units, they probably all be the same. But it's like I've heard a lot of houses up north, like in Illinois and Wisconsin and stuff, they don't have air conditioning units in the older houses. It just doesn't get hot enough. But they've had some heat waves up there. But we have space heaters, probably they do too. Yeah. Yeah, well, you'd die down here without an air conditioner. Well, I guess you wouldn't. A lot of people, the kids that grew up across the street from me when I up until seventh grade, they didn't have an air conditioner unit in their house. They would open the window and had box fans sit in the window. Yeah, yeah, I'm spoiled now. Well, I may get unspoiled. I don't. If the heat is this expensive, hopefully he'll figure something out. He had new windows put in this house, and he said that he had insulation re-insulated. Now, I'm assuming he's talking about the attic because I don't know a way to re-insulate walls without taking the sheetrock out. And this sheetrock, it's probably the sheetrock that was put in whenever they built this house. It's hardcore, heavy duty. I'm never coming down to Florida in the '60s and staying with my cousins, and they had no air, got no sleep. It was awful. Yeah, yeah. But I spent the night with Larry enough. Now, I would now when if somebody's got a fan going, it's kind of soothing. It just kind of relaxes me. I don't know, kind of like hearing the sound of a motor. Dad drove a truck, and old trucks had a doghouse between the front seats. That's where the motor and all it was cab overs. And you'd lay on that doghouse and you'd hear that, that motor running all the time. And it's like a lullaby. You have blankets in the bedroom windows. I went the back of my hand and I went by all these windows in here and I could not feel any air. It wasn't cold in the windows. So these windows are good in this house. There's no questioning that one. My parents didn't get AC until all the kids were gone. We didn't even have window units, just a big window fan, and they still have in use. My mom got central AC in 1960. Window fan blows out the window and sucks air in all other windows in the house. Oh, we had my house that I had that burnt down. It had an attic fan, and you could leave. It was the intake was out in the garage, and you could open the garage door between the dining room and the garage about that much, and put a chair in there or something, and you could open a window probably about like that in one of the back bedrooms, and you could blow a candle out walking down the hallway. It just sucked that air through the house. Those were excellent. I highly recommend them if you can afford them. Well, I mean, they may make cheaper ones, but this one was a big one. It pulled some major air through there. It was great in the fall and the springtime. We didn't have to run no heaters or air conditioners, nothing, or no air conditioners, not heater. Works like attic fan. I can see where that would. It would be the same principle. Just the attic fan was out of the way. The guy that we bought the house from, probably about 2 years later, he came by and offered to buy. He said, "I'll buy you a brand new attic fan if you'll let me have that one." So apparently, he had put an oversized one in that attic. I said, "Nah, I think we're happy with it." He said, "All right." That window fan parents have 70 years old. They don't make them like that anymore. Yeah. They don't make anything like it anymore. I can't believe I was almost fixing to yawn. I didn't get up that early. And I don't know. I don't know how the gig apps are doing up there or not. But I know. Hello, pork chop. No, I knew it was supposed to snow, but I didn't know how much it was going to snow down there. Night before, about 3 nights ago, I was looking at the camera, and every once in a while I see a little snow flurry. But when y'all was getting all that snow, we didn't get nothing. Just cold. But that's what they had said, that we probably wasn't going to get anything. I was watching Alex's video the other day. He was making bank on those gig apps. But man, having to drive in that weather, I guess the one advantage to it is there's not very many people out there. Of course, there might be up there where he lives. Check your text message I just sent you. Oh, that's wild. Having snow down there, that's almost as unheard of as having it in New Orleans and stuff. That's let's see. I think I still have the what my grandson's basketball game earlier. Well, I don't know. Kid, people across the street from me built a big old snowman. When that last snow we had, what was it, a few weeks ago? But store. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! I missed this one. Oh yeah, yeah. See, this is more what I'd much rather review that. You can show everybody if you want. Under phone. Oh, okay. Um, hold on. I'll just say yes. I can do this because I know I can sell that. Can do this. This does it pay a commission? Okay, there. That's cute. Texas size snowman. South Texas. $20. Yes. Sounds good. I'll add it to the list. The bad thing about this kind of stuff, though, it's so big I can't take it to Boo, but they were going to send me a little toolbox. It's just not like a toolbox. It's more like a little storage thing. Tool bag. But stuff like that, I can sell that in Bowie, the flea market. Oh. Hello, Lisa. Hadn't heard much from them at all, and all of a sudden now they're like wanting to send stuff. How much is that thing? $159.98. I don't even know what it was. Entryway shoe bench, rustic storage bench. I've done two of those before. It's a little different, but you know what? Maybe. I don't know. Thinking out loud. Anyway, it's never ending. I'm not, in a way, it's kind of rude for me to do that, but I've had them message me before, not China Dolls, but another seller or another agent, and I didn't answer them for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and they said that go ahead and pass on it because somebody else took it. So that's why I'm like, I try to answer them. But if they send me a message at 4 o'clock in the morning, there's a 50-50 chance I'll be awake. All I know is I am ready for it to be summertime, springtime anyway. Supposed to be getting a rototiller. I'm going to plant me some flowers out in the front of the house. Oh, I made it 4.7 in the green on customer rating on Spark now. Maybe I'll get that Walmart Plus card. You're trying out the blanket. Does yours have a big, heavy uh, charger in it, battery? Mine's heavy. You, I don't know if yours is exactly like mine, but mine you have to button up. But if you don't button it up, that battery will fall like in this chair. It'll fall down, and you have to pick it up and set it up here between the armrest or the armrest pole and your leg to keep it right there. It's a heavy duty battery, I tell you though. I've got a heated vest. I wore it the other night. I actually had it on during a couple of reviews, but man, that sucker was it draining the batteries. I could just like see the but yeah, I would just like to see it above freezing for a good straight week and melt on its crap. Yeah, mine's about the size of a credit card, but it's probably 3/4 of an inch thick. Oh no. Hold on. Scoot back. I think I'm on top of my blanket here. I got this one over my legs. Well, what did I do with it? Oh, it's up here. Gotta get back under this and be like an old man. I looked into those fake fireplaces. This, I'm on a blanket. And some of those are supposed to heat up like 4,000, 5,000 square foot, but they're not cheap. Oh, making everything move here. Anyway, see that's heavy. I know you can't tell, but there's this one. And for comparison's sake, there's my phone. There. That's there we go. About twice as thick as my phone. It's heavy. I don't know how many milliamps this thing is, but it's heavy. But it'll keep this little blanket warm. And then its pocket size was snappy. This one got a zipper right here. Plug it in one way or the other. There we go. And you just put it in a little pocket down here. But it's so heavy. That is my only complaint about it. And I don't, but it has the snaps right there. And you can snap it around your neck, you know. There's the other side. You knock yourself out with that battery if you ain't careful. It's like that. Then you can say nice and toasty, but that's why the other night that's why I had the gloves on, because I can keep my hands under the blanket, but I gotta have the hand to run the mouse, so had to have gloves on. This one goes 4 hours on low. I never checked how long this one will last, but the one that's with that heated vest, so that one wouldn't last very long. And I tried to plug it into a big power bank that I got, and it won't operate when it's plugged in. That kind of bites. I got no way. I don't have a way to weigh this one. Did your kilowatt change your light bill once you got the hot water? It went down a little bit. I was talking about that earlier. But I did another test. What was it? 2 nights ago? 2 nights ago, I turned the central heat unit off, and I'm downloaded. It's there's a website that you can download the app, or not an app, but it's anyway. You put your meter in there and everything, and it does it. You can do it every 15 minutes. But anyway, I turned the central unit off at 9 p.m. and I was going to turn it back on at midnight, and I got busy editing, forgot, and I turned it back on at 1. Anyway, it broke down to 1.723 kilowatts per hour, which for a 24-hour period, it come out 41.352 kilowatts. And that's a central unit off and just my little space heater over here running. Last night I turned the heater on, and it's still on tonight, which I don't know. It used 7.336 per hour. So that's 176 kilowatts in a 24-hour period. So, yeah, you noticed a little bit of difference when they fixed the hot water heater, but not much. This is crazy. Because I should be using about 8 kilowatts a day is what I should be using. As cold natured as I am, I could see using 15 kilowatts if you really crank that heater up. Right now, I've got it sitting on 69. That's why I'm still kind of covered up, because I had it. I'd been running it at 60, had it sitting on 60, and then the night before last, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to turn it off for 3 hours. And now that I can watch the 15-minute increments and add those up, but there's something major. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Well, the landlord, I texted him earlier, and he's going to ask some people he knows that works on central or on heating units, and see what he can find out. But there's and the more I got thinking about it before I went live, because I didn't text him till 8:30, but I was sitting there thinking about it, and I thought he put new windows in this house and new insulation. So there was probably a really good hint that this house was using a lot of electricity, and I that's going to be the next step. And hopefully he'll have them come check the meter. I don't know if it'll be his responsibility or mine. I mean, it's my bill, but it's his house, so I guess I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't have pockets on mine. There's no way you can afford a light bill once the air conditioning kicks in. Oh yeah, I know it. This one, my bill that's already done is 300 and let's see, online bills. I am the world's worst at making folders and within folders. And my bookmarks are the same way. I have a folder called online bills. Yeah, $320.42. And my projected bill for next month is $249.80. So maybe the hot water heater did make a more difference than what I thought. But I've also been turning that heater way down. I had it at 60. Now it's at 69, you know. And I guess if I'm not staying here or whatever, I'm going to turn it off completely. Yeah, I'm in a 1-year lease. I like the house, but if I'm going to be paying, if my electric bill is going to be running $300 to $350 a month, and I could get uh, a lot nicer house, it was a lot more efficient, I could pay an extra couple of hundred more dollars than what. And this house is $800 a month. Then you throw in a $300 electric bill. That's $1,100 a month just for the house and electric. If you got a $900 or $1,000 a month house and it had good efficiency, then uh, it would be just as cheap. I don't know. Great. I will notify the seller to send you this product. Cool. I got to remember to add it to my list. So, Yeah, well, I'm s that's a great price for the $300. The house here would run 2,000. This house was built, what did I say, 1936? It's an old house. It doesn't look bad, you know, but it's got the living room is, I think, well, I did the walkthrough. You saw it, I know you saw it because you wanted to see what do you call that? The storm cellar in the back. I forgot what you call that. The bunker. Oh, is that my blanket there? I thought things was cheaper there, Tim. I've heard Pedro talking about the cost of living and cost of housing was cheap. Most around here, most like a 3-bedroom, bath and a half is about 1,600 a month, 1,400 to 1,600. Newer houses, not new, but built in '90s, '80s, '90s. But a house like this, that's why I got this one. $800 a month was cheap, and I've decided if I ever did get big income coming in, I'd really like. I never thought I would want a house that big, but I'd really like to have about a 5-bedroom house, and it because you figure a storage room, an office, a studio, and a regular bedroom, and then if you had one room for a guest room, that's 5 bedrooms right there. But I could utilize 3 of those. You know, so might be better off just to rent a building and put petitions up and separate it. I don't know. If you're ever to move again, I think there's a way you can contact the utility company to see what the average bill was. Oh, really? I didn't know that. We have apartments in good parts of the cities built in 1800s going for over 2,000 a month. Wow. Well, I wonder if because downtown here in one of the old hotels, it was built back in probably the 20s, maybe older than that. I don't know. But they're renting those apartments for like $900 a month, and it's a 1 bedroom. And no, now 4 years ago, it would if 4 years this house would have rented for about 450 to $500 a month 4 years ago. So you can guess who had a hand in that. We'll blame it all on him, but he had a hand in it. I'm just hoping things get better for everybody. I do not know how young adults make it because I look back at when me and Lisa, my kids' mama, when we were younger and we had 2 kids, and I know how much we made. And there, and that, I worked for the city, so I was making not a whole lot more minimum wage, but I was making above minimum wage. And she was working at Lowe's, and she was making pretty good above minimum wage. And we were struggling. Can you imagine trying to pay a house now? I feel sorry. It's tough on these young folks. My daughter, I don't have a clue how they're making it. I, anyway, how about this trailer? Because rent has skyrocketed here. Stupid as gun things should get back. I'm hoping they do. It may have went up because of COVID. I don't know. All I know is everything started going up, and you know who was in there. I bought the mobile home because the maintenance is $350 a month. I own the trailer, but the pad rent, sewer, water, and trash run right up around 701 a month. My last electric bill was 2.8 because I'm running space heaters. You know, I had thought, considered the trailer house. I've lived in a trailer house, but the only thing that bothered me was the utilities. Imagine that, because I could have had a lot nicer looking. Because there's some nice double wides that I could have gotten into, but I was worried about the utilities because the electric bill is always so high. And that one that I did live in, of course, it was just a single wide, an older one, but the electric bill in this house there's got to be something wrong because you don't hear. I mean, you can hear cars going down the road, but it's not loud like there's no insulation in the wall. So structurally, this house seems to be fairly sound. I just don't get it. Your electric bill was 145 this month. It should have been under. Well, when I lived in my apartment, I got spoiled with my I guess I got spoiled with the electric bill at the apartment. It was like $60. A high bill would be 70, and I ran stuff all the time. But I had a fireplace too, and I run that fire when it would get cold. I'd love to have I'm surprised this house don't have a fireplace in it. I bet originally it probably had a big potbelly stove in there in that living room over in the corner. I can almost guarantee it because you didn't have central heat and air back in those days. I've got blackout curtains up here. The one in the living room, that was a review one. Um, Mine stadium. I found once I found one of out of my, well, once I found out my furnace is actually gas, not electric. I had the gas hooked up. Still can't get the pilot light lit. Huh. Doing reviews on the black. Yeah. But I don't feel any. Well, you can, like the curtains right here, and I can put my hand over in the windowsill, and it's no colder up against that glass, not touching glass, but up in that window. It's no colder than just holding it right here. It's not cooling the windows at all. So the windows are good. So I don't know. Well, Mary, that's what I'm serious. I don't want to do it because my big issue is because 90% of the time I'm right here. I've actually got my big light over here and my camera back there. I've been doing some of the reviews in here because I had the heater off, but I've got to do reviews like with the vacuum cleaner and when this new bench thing comes in. I got to do all that in the living room. Maybe it'll warm up, but you know, it's just ridiculous that you can't heat a house. But I could close. I guess that's what I'm gonna wind up having to do: just shut the whole thing off and just keep this room and the bathroom is. You can go through that door to my bedroom and then the bathroom. Of course, you can get to the bathroom through that door too and go out into that other room. But it's like a big circle. But I've got one space heater in that bathroom and one in here. And I guess if I ran these two, that would keep my room and this room and the bathroom warm and just shut off the central unit. Mm, There's two or three things you need to do with light around. Gas makes me nervous. But when I was younger, I would remember seeing on the news where people, died of carbon monoxide. I don't know. I had gas at the trailer that I lived in a few years ago. My phone's running me $52 a month. You got phones for $52 a month with unlimited everything through Spectrum. I can't remember. My mom may have that. Are those? Well, I don't know if all Walmarts are the same, but whoever it is at Walmart that's doing it, they're standing out in the aisles over by grocery here. My phone is $96 a month. That bill's coming up in about 2 weeks. Hopefully, I can get some Spark orders. I'm gonna have to do Spark strictly just to pay the electric bill and the phone bill. Mary's, I've done everything and dang thing light. Maybe there's neighbor feeding off that home's electric. I looked for other cords and stuff. The electricity I'm using, if a house over a block over is using 7 kilowatts an hour in a 24-hour period, it'd be like me supplying 6 houses. And that's crazy. I bet a convenience store don't use this much electricity, and they've got big walk-in coolers and the refrigerators where the Cokes and stuff are. I had in the furnace in my house for over 40 years in Michigan. I was just going off of that. I know there was 2 or 3 things you had to. Yes, Mr. Womble could be a crooked neighbor, and that's why I think that the meter needs to be checked. And I would ask them if anybody is tapping in. If there were, I don't know how they would be doing it. Because I don't see any wires. Bathroom is toasty. I have one space heater in there and keep the door closed. Kitty cat figured out the blanket was hot. Heated. I use an old radiator looking space. I used to have one of those. I had a nice heater. I did a review on it. Man, I wish I wouldn't have got rid of it. And I sold it. I wasn't expecting this. You can test every 15 minutes. I would shut everything off, lights and all, and see what it's pulling. You can, but it's 24 hours. Like right now, I could shut. That's what I did night before last. That's why I just shut it off 9 to midnight, and actually it was 9 to 1. But I had to wait 24 hours to see what it was. If it was, I wished it was real time. That I can do. I don't know what my mom's paying on her phone, but she switched. I think it was Spectrum, but I don't remember. I got USL and they're awful here. They used to be okay, but here where I live, you can't get service in half this town. That's what's bad. When you go to do a delivery, you get that little wheel turning on the Spark app, and you can't get no internet. I've had to drive back over towards this house to get on my Wi-Fi to get it to finalize because I couldn't get a connection. And then drive back over there, or not finalize, but to show that I was there. You sure you're there? We're showing you're not there. You keep hitting yes, 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 and finally it'll go through. It's terrible. And the little town that I used to live in was about not half this size, but it was a lot smaller than this size of town. And USL works great there. I don't know how Verizon is anymore. All this 4G stuff, I think internet service on phones got worse when they went to that. Here anyway, but it may be because they're not wanting to invest the money in upgrading the towers. I don't know. Supposedly USL got bought out though, so maybe it'll change. The Spectrum line runs into the trailer and the Wi-Fi router runs off the Spectrum modem. Oh, my Wi-Fi. You'd love my well, I don't know what kind of internet you got now, your speed, but this one's rocking and rolling now. 2 gigs. There's have to turn Wi-Fi off in Walmart to use one to pay for things. I have to turn the Wi-Fi off. When I'm at Walmart, I use their Wi-Fi. Our electric bill was, I think, $45 this month, according to Miss. Dang, how are you doing that? You must have a real efficient house. Well, okay. I guess if you have gas. Oh, you got a 5G? Holy smokes. Okay, never mind. Oh, you're talking about through your phone. Okay. I know the way phones measure and the way your internet measures with a computer are totally different. Because my phone says 5G half the time, but it don't connect at no 5 gigs. It's totally different measurement. The gas bill's 211. Well, still that would be like what, $260, 240, 45 be 266. That's getting up there too, I guess. I don't know what mine's. Oh, I didn't. Yes, my mom's got Spectrum. She texted me. I just saw that. Hi, mom. Uh, well, I'm on my Wi-Fi. I'm also down to 7% on my phone. Let's turn my Wi-Fi off. See what it shows. Man, I can even see it. I'm running a speed test. Uh, oh, I don't notice anything if I go 5G. Spectrum uses Verizon. Let me plug my phone in. That's what US Cellular is connecting it at. There you go. 11.5 down and 0.33 up. That's crazy. That's why it's awful here. Spectrum says they use Verizon towers and no contract. I may have to look into that when this US Cellular is done. $96 a month, and you can't use it in half a burk. Man, I got a lot of notifications. Our house is not efficient. However, our gas bill last year at this time was about $700. It was after we got the new furnace put in. Wow. Now we're a tad frosty and still at 211. Well, supposedly the cost of energy is going to go down because drill, baby, drill. That's going to, it's going to it's going to lead to lower prices if the companies will follow suit. If they start getting producing it cheaper, that should drop it for us. Should, if they will. Yeah, that internet. Yes, seller's terrible. Get 500 up and 500 down for 50 on Frontier. Hmm. Yes, earlier. Yes, T-Mobile, the big you out during. Yes, seller is T-Mobile, the big you out during people time. Yeah, I know here because I remember hearing it. What was it last year? They started talking about it because certain areas was going to be bought out by Verizon, other areas going to be bought out by T-Mobile, and USO was going to keep certain areas. But the lady at T-Mobile here said that they had bought the US Cellular here, so they're supposed to upgrade the services, but they ain't done nothing. I mean, that's been 6 months ago, maybe. But so far, they haven't done anything. Visible is 25 a month. It runs off of Verizon, no contract. Well, that's what my mom she had texted me. That's the spectrum runs off of Verizon towers and no contract. I don't know what it is a month. My down is 389 and up is 38 on my phone right now, but I don't get a good signal at home. I hadn't tested. It's impressive. There's what mine is, but I'm on my Wi-Fi now. Well, can't complain about that. There goes my kitty cat. One of the kitty cats, not my kitty cat. One of the kitty cats. Here they change you per gig, charge you per gig. My mother, I, I guess the tablet's not charged. Phone's 28 and 55 for internet. Yeah, phone and internet cheaper than I'm getting. No? Oh no, it's not charged. So her phone is 28 a month and 55 for internet at the house. My, my phones are way faster than the Wi-Fi. I'm hooked up to my Wi-Fi here at the house on this one, but my router's right there, so that helps. That's right. If you go to the other side of the house, this is supposed to be one that's supposed to cover the entire house, and it does, but it's really slow if you go in the living room. I've carried my laptop in there, and it's horrible. Well, I mean, it's better than nothing, but gas at 36, only a hot water heater. Oh yeah, my mom's saying her gas bill's 36, but she's only got the hot water heater on it. At my apartment, my internet was 96 and phones were 90, so I'm saving quite a bit on those two. Yeah. I don't remember. I just paid the internet. It was $88, I think, for my internet. My phone's 96. But that's paying for my phone too. That's not just for the service. I still owe on this phone. Why I can't change yet. All right, Alex, have a good night and stay warm. Be careful out there. I don't know if y'all still got snow up there. I'm sure you do. 'Cause that last video I watched of yours, there was quite a bit. Didn't know TG still existed. Yes, I can use either one of the router 2G or 5G. Has a lot of issues with narrow bands and limited length on how far you can walk away from it. I had the 1 gigabyte fiber optic internet at my apartment. It was very fast up in there. So I've got the 2 gigabyte here, fiber optic. But since I upload so much, it's frustrating to have to start to upload something and it takes forever. Now I can upload a 8 or 9 gig video in just a couple of minutes or less. It's nice. I think there was still lead paint in the walls of the apartment. Phones didn't work inside. Unless running through the Wi-Fi. I bet this house has probably got lead paint underneath this paint. There's probably over about 4 layers of paint. Because I mean, you can tell by looking at the walls. It's had little holes patched here and there, and you know the living, like I said, the living room floor is still there. I think it's probably the original from the 30s. The rest of it's got that what do you call it? The fake wood floor. Uh, anyway, it's got that. My walls were still wow. These are you can go to put a thumbtack in these, and you got to sit there and twist it to get it to go in, or get a little hammer. Mobile home metal roof, the only service I can use, makes phone calls inside my house. Has been one I have now. Went through 7 or 8 different services. Hmm. I'm hoping my landlord can find something out on this electricity. If not, I guess I call Encore to come check the meter. I don't know. I don't, mm. I'm stuck here till October. Mm. I like the house. I mean, it's 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 got what I need. Unless I could afford a 5 bedroom house, or you're talking about a utility bill. But if you're making enough money to pay for a 5 bedroom house, $300 or $400, shoot, a 5 bedroom house and utilities may be as cheap there as what they are here. Oh, anybody beside me? Yeah, they say, "Hey, you're just trying to turn the heater too much." It's sitting on 69 degrees. When me and the kids' mom, we kept. I don't remember what kept the thermostat after that. I just remember back then, I kept the thermostat on about 76 to 78 year round. It was one of those thermostats that you set it and it automatically switched between air conditioning and heating. You didn't have to change it. You just put it at that temperature and that's what it was. But there's no way I could do that here. Of course, this house, if you bump it up to 74, it gets hot. It gets pretty warm in this house. So I personally think I think the unit works fine. I just think it's old and it's very, very inefficient. But on the flip side of that, I did turn it off and it was still expensive. So I don't know. I don't know. That's where they live. Well, I did when they come to replace the hot water heater. I talked to him about the electric bill. I said, "Did any of the previous tenants mention anything about the utility bill?" And he goes, "No," he said, "but I had new windows put in it and insulation. So maybe they did, and maybe I misunderstood, and that's why he had it all put in. But there's got to be something up because there's no way like Emily's house is 7 kilowatts a day. This one is 41 kilowatts a day. There's no way. I just don't get it. Mary, I paid $100 for a 1981 Duke Mobile home. I got exactly what I paid for. Everything needs to be redone. Have a lot of projects coming up to say the least. A lot of YouTube content. Hey, you know, well, we talked about this last year or right after you bought the trailer. There's a few channels that's made series out of remodeling their house and stuff, and a lot of their stuff wound up. They made enough on AdSense and stuff from people watching the videos that it paid for getting it all redone. There you go. I paid $1,500 on my last one, sold it for $16,600, and bought this place because I didn't want to pay a lot of rent anymore. Yeah, plan. Yeah, plan is to buy land and build from there. And I put window units because I won't use central heating there. The landlord's not going to tell you the truth. He he wanted you to move in to get the rent money. And this is one of the better landlords I've ever had. Of course, well, I've rented quite a bit in the last 20 years because my house burnt down in 2003, 2004, somewhere in there, maybe 2005. I don't remember. Early 2000s, and I've been renting ever since. But the landlord at the apartment was pretty good about getting stuff fixed. But here, I mean, I called him when the hot water heater. I called him and told him about it. He came over and he decided just to replace it. The stove was the same way because you could tell there was nest in that stove because when you turned it on, you could smell it. It stunk the house up. He came over and he had it replaced. They went and bought a new one. So I don't know. He seems like a good landlord, but and I don't know if the people didn't say nothing about really complain a lot about electricity. Maybe he didn't know, but he knew that it needed new windows in it, unless it was old, cracked out windows or something. I don't know. Maybe by the looks of this house, well, I'm sure it was really bad before they cleaned it. They may have busted the windows out, and that's why they had to have new windows put in it. I don't know. We'll see how this pans out, but I could spend $100. I could get a nicer house for $900 a month if the utilities was cheaper. I mean, but no, other than the utility, my only complaint is my driveway is like this, and I have to back in because my car is so low, a high center, it drags. If I pull in, and if I go out too fast, it hits the bottom of the car. But I'm considering starting to look at pickups. I've been kind of looking at SUVs and pickups, but the more I think about it, a pickup would make more sense since I'm not doing as much sparking now. But you can find yourself in this. Yeah. Yeah, I did some vids and back early June when I first got it. I think it could have some money maker there. Yeah. Wow. Hello, Steve. You up late, sir? You seeing all that cold weather down here, buddy? Actually, this last cold front, I think it may have come out of Canada. I don't know. Get four door. Oh yeah, I would not get a straight cab. They don't even straight cabs don't even look. They look weird now. You know, that's all we ever had growing up. And now when you look at them, it's like it looks like it's little. You know. No, I want a four door, and I'd like that V8, but at least a big six in it. I want to be able to pull something. You know, if if things keep going like they are, I'd like to have a small, what a 15. I don't remember how big that trailer was my dad had, but it would have been about right. 14, 16 foot enclosed trailer. And eventually if I decided to get a boat or something or a little RV, something that would pull it. But I do want all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. I don't care which. Toyota Tundras are terrible on gas. I know that. When I was looking at my Yukon, looking for a Yukon or another vehicle, I looked at those, and actually, they was at that time they were the worst gas mileage out of all pickups. It's either the Tacoma or the Tundra. I can't remember which one it was, and I would have thought they would have been good because it was a Nissan, but they were. Your Ford gets 6 to 8 miles a gallon. I would love to have a ton. Well, yeah, if you're getting 6 to 8 miles per gallon, good lord. 20 to 35. My Nissan only gets like 20, but it would get a lot better if I drove a lot easier. I'm pretty heavy footed. Get a Tesla Cyber freak truck. No. Well, I know a pickup wouldn't get as good a gas mileage, but it would open me if I was going to do some heavier hauls. It would open me up, you know, to be able to do some bigger gigs. But I don't do that much delivery now, so I don't know. It's not like I would be out driving it every day. It would it would set. Sometimes I just get out to drive mine and go do one spark order or two spark orders just to get out of the house. That's some terrible gas mileage for a 150. Man, you must have low gears in that thing. You are in Texas, pickup capital of the world. Yeah. No, I was saying 6 to 8 miles a gallon. I thought that's what you said a while ago. Uh, AJ, my son-in-law, his boss has one of the big 4x4 trucks, and it's the V8, but something about it, like out on the highway and stuff, it switches off the four cylinders and it just runs off of four cylinders. He said it got pretty good gas mileage, and it's a big truck, like the big 4x4. But I don't know. Of course, if you're a mechanic and you employ a mechanic, you're all right. But somebody like me, man, if something like that broke down, I would be out of luck. Jeep only got 14 miles a gallon. There was a 600. I think mom gets about 20. What'd she tell me? 26 in the mid 20s, I think. And I think hers has got a 600, but it's a 2001. Hers was a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Brand new. 17. Oh, 17 miles a gallon. And it's a 2000. I thought it was I thought you got 20. Uh-uh. Oh, well. 17 is still not terrible. Well, kids, it is 10:40. And I got to get some work done. So I'm going to get out of here. I don't know if Steve just jumped in and jumped back out or what, or he's just hanging out or maybe cleaning the house or something. I'm actually looking for a mid to late 90s Cherokee. There is a bunch of Grand Cherokees on. Well, you said you didn't like Auto Trader, but I know there was a bunch on there. There, those and the Range Rover, Land Rover, one you and Ray told me not to get. I really like the looks of the GMCs, but I figure if I could find something for around 16 to 17,000, that way I can keep my pay. I'd have to get it through a car lot so I could trade, but I'd like to get my payment cheaper or as cheap. But I want something nice and clean. Right. Yeah, I knew that's what you said the other night. Good night, pork chop. I'm getting off here myself. I don't. Let's see. Oh, I ate at Jack in the Box earlier today. I don't know if I've ate, but yeah, I did eat about 1 o'clock. Uh, Anyhow, y'all, I am going to get off here myself, and I really need to do this vacuum cleaner. Oh, I did do something else. Let me show you real quick. This is the flashlight I did last night. It's a pretty good flashlight. I was impressed. Just $24. Pretty good light. $24 on Amazon. Not too bad. I was a little apprehensive because it was cheap, but they said, "Oh yeah, you'll like it for $24. It's a good one." Anyway, y'all, I appreciate. I may have to buy one of those. It's a pretty good light. Well, you can check out the review. It should have came out. Was it today? I think it came out today. Anyhow, I am out of here, folks, and the blanket's on. Sell cheaper than this one. Oh, the one I got. Oh, oh. Anyhow, thanks for y'all. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me. I really enjoyed it. And I know I didn't have nothing to talk about, but it's kind of fun just to hang out and shoot the bull, you know? Never know what we'll come up with. Anyhow, y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Just keep doing something because you're going to grow old if you don't. I ought to change that up. It's getting kind of old, kind of like me. Anyway, thanks for coming by, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bye.